So James here recently had a very funny for everyone else except him, but kind of one of the problems about being as popular as he is, he signed up to Hinge and like some of the dating apps, and apparently he gets taken down for impersonation for being famous.
Yeah, impersonating myself.
Yeah.
Thinks I'm being Ed Sheeran or something.
Yeah.
I got taken down on Hinge earlier this week, and banned for impersonation. And the appeal process is literally just like, so you can't upload an ID or anything. It's just a text thing. So I basically appealed by saying, "Hi guys, this is me. Please let me back." And to no avail. So it's kind of a pain in the ass because, it's great. Like having a few followers on dating apps is great because you do get a shit ton of matches. But then once someone reports you because they think you're fake, it's just gone. That's it.
Yeah, I suppose they're going to have to introduce those the verification ticks that they have on Instagram and that sort of stuff.
Well, no, they have them. But I was just like, fucking arse, you know what I mean? I'll just be grand without it. But I thought it'd give me some sort of warning.
Yeah.
It's not just like I woke up one
Prove
day,
yourself.
Your account is permanently banned.
Yeah.
You could have lost the match of the
love of my life.
Partner there.
Yeah.
Love of your life is now looking for someone else.
That's exactly it. She thinks
She thinks you just
Oh yeah, the amount of people that actually do meet people who end up getting married and have kids on a dating app is so high.
Like, sure, how do you go dating in your fucking mid-20s anymore? Like, unless you go to a pub.
It's very hard.
Pub or dating app.
It's very hard to find love in a pub.
Love in a pub. So Tojo, how's the married life these days, or single life? Or?
Single life is great, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't complain. Like, when I lost my arm in 2010, one of my biggest fears was not being able to meet a girl,
Yeah.
Conscious. And the day I got out of hospital, I got the ride. That's it then. That was the best thing.
The confidence straight back up.
Yeah, I was grand then.
Yeah.
All my ribs were broken and everything.
Strutting out.
I was delighted.
What's that Saturday night playing in the background? Well, you can't do by the way.
So yeah, I haven't had a problem since now, to be honest.
Well, there you go.
Oh, good on you.
Right, fixes all.
Yeah.
I had the opposite effect. So after the cancer situation, there was like this kind of double-edged sword where I found if I didn't put I've got cancer, but don't worry, I'm dealing with it. I'm dealing with it well. There'd be no matches, and if I didn't have it on, because again, similar to yourself, Jimmy, but in a very different way. Fairly soon after the dates would the first couple of dates would go by, I think they'd find out who I was on social media, and then the excuse would come up where it's like, I'm just busy with work, I'm just focusing on my career, which I will say now, I don't harbour that against any of the girls that did that, because
You can't blame them, sure. They don't want to fall in love and then have to go through with
Precisely. However, I would have preferred the brutal honesty, but I mean, it's hard to say that. You're gonna die, lad. It's a bad investment in my romantic sort of business of my life. Worst case scenario, I fall in love with you, and then you jump out in 8 years or so. Not ideal, but such as life. That's life.
As Frank Sinatra once said.
Yeah.
That's life.
That's the most popular song on karaoke, apparently.
That's not.
My Way.
Do you want to go to the shop, or what you fancy?
Anywhere where there's something to refresh. That's not a pub.
Yeah.
Save the pub for later.
Shop's probably it.
Alright, so.
There's probably some benches outside of them.
Well, there's that part. There's the dating life of sort of a variety of different human beings in unique situations.
Yeah, send us a little message,
Send a cheeky DM there.
So where the holes at?
suppose that would lead into a question for yourself, Jimmy. What was your reasoning for starting your social media career?
Well, my main reason was basically growing up. I used to struggle a lot with eating disorders, and my mental health has been affected by that as well. And I think I, I basically, I've been constantly up and down, fluctuating in weight all through my life. And
Same as myself.
I decided just to educate myself on it and try and make a change to, to better myself. This is back just after COVID. So when the gyms opened up again after COVID, I said I'm buying a gym membership, starting going to the gym. So I started going to the gym. Within a year, I made a massive change in my life through the gym, just getting fit and healthy. And I decided I wanted to share that with everyone else. So I made my first video on TikTok, and I actually had saved in my drafts for a month because I didn't want to post it because I was going to get flagged. So I waited until the semester finished in college, and I posted the
Did
day.
I call it a semester in Ireland?
Yeah,
It's been ages since I went to an Irish. Anyway, sorry for interrupting.
you're
Go on.
good. The day, my last day in college, I posted the video. I said I have 3 months while I'm working out.
So you were kind of like at the end where it's like, they can't make fun of me if I'm not in college.
That's exactly it. So like, fuck it, I posted. And like, I realised, I kind of enjoy doing this. And, I was getting a bit of traction. It's just being myself. And I was just like, I genuinely just wanted to show people how great it is to get fit and healthy and make that positive change in your life. And it's definitely worth it. So then I realised I actually really enjoy making content too. So I started making protein bar reviews, shake reviews, that type of crack, and then that all escalated into what I do today, which is a little bit of everything.
I suppose you can't accurately do a protein bar comparison now, seeing as how you're sponsored by Huel.
I love Huel.
That will be edited. Well, that won't be edited out. The preceding thing will be edited out. Tojo, what is your favourite protein intake thing, if you would take any at all?
Meat.
Meat. Yep.
Real meat.
Yeah, I know eggs.
Venison, eggs, yeah.
Oh, eggs on toast. I tell you what, have you ever tried eggs on toast with peanut butter?
No.
No.
Do you like peanut butter?
I have had scrambled eggs with honey though.
Oh, yeah, that'll work. Well,
I made peanut noodles last night. I love me Asian food.
It's like a satay.
That's just satay.
No, well, it's slightly different, but yeah, it's a lot like a satay. Yeah, it's fucking good. So I can imagine like a little bit of chili, peanut, and an egg would be tasty on it.
Yeah, no, give it a go, lads. I've converted many people over where they're like, I like peanut butter, I like fried eggs.
Maybe with a bit of chili as well, that would be nice.
Go over it,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. A bit of chili and peanut and egg. I think.
I think we're getting hungry now.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think the best way to consume an egg is ramen.
Oh, yeah.
Egg and ramen.
Have you ever pulled a Rocky Balboa and drank raw eggs?
No.
I tried it once.
No.
Disgusting. Just gagged.
Yeah, I did it before as well, and doesn't taste disgusting, but
No,
it feels like a
texture,
gel.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not meant to be inside it.
No. Did you ever see the film Hannah with Saoirse Ronan? Quite fairly young Saoirse Ronan now. Actually she's been in lots of stuff as a child. She was in The Lonely Bones.
I like that.
Yeah. But she's like a teenager in this one, and it's all about how she's like a kind of a hidden secret agent. But it's a bit mad, like it just kind of goes from being real childish and playful and nice and sweet, but then it goes to her like snapping necks and shooting people in the back of the head and all. At one point,
I'm touching a bit from flat out here.
technically we're not. This is hilly.
That's my neighbour.
Is it? Yeah. There you go. Small world. What's she doing out here then?
I have no idea.
Walking.
That's why I was like, oh.
Fancy seeing you here. There'd be a good question. Where has been, around the world, where do you think has been the most unique situation where you're like, I know you, and you're like in a completely different part of the world?
Well, I know I was in Marrakesh, Morocco, walking through markets. Like Marrakesh is like,
That's mayhem.
yeah. It's proper Morocco. Walking through the markets. And what's on a fucking stall? A Kerry jersey. And it wasn't even like they were selling reps of jerseys. It was just one fucking Kerry jersey. I was like, what the fuck? How does that end up there? So yeah, I think that was probably the maddest. Like, 'cause Ireland is fucking everywhere.
Oh yeah,
Like, Jesus Christ,
we're the ultimate marketers.
mad.
I suppose same question for when you're running, because like you're like the cadence, or not the cadence, but like sort of the rhythm that you have with one hand. Would you have to sort of compensate that with like kind of putting more sort of hip drive or something?
I don't actually know. I didn't really start running until I lost the arm. So
I suppose that's in a way like as good as the situation could be. I suppose you learned the technique from a foundation.
now I don't run at all now with the track cycle. I'm not allowed to run.
Oh yeah,
So I'm actually probably going to get in trouble for this today. But I couldn't say no. You know, I couldn't say no.
Well, I'll blur your face. Yeah.
One-armed guy called Tojo and Leitrim, like.
We'll use the AI that we're terrified of to add a digital arm
Yeah,
to
flip it. So I've lost. That's the guy with the left, missing the left one.
add a tentacle or something. Well, you know, we wouldn't actually have to use much AI to do that. Just like, you know, invert it in the do a mirror image.
Yeah, mirrored version.
Yeah, problem solved.
Because I do, in fairness, like I have a lot of symptoms. But then it's like,
What would it?
I don't know if my life would change. By
Yeah, would the
knowing.
knowledge make a difference?
Yeah, I don't think so. I wouldn't change anything. It's not like I know,
Yeah.
Like, the way my brain thinks is the reason why I've got this far. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. No, it's certainly not a net bad thing. There's like quite a lot of I can't remember what the name of the book is. David and Goliath by Malcolm Gladwell. He did a thing where he was doing a speech in front of loads of people who are CEOs, and he asked them how many of them were dyslexic, and apparently there was a huge amount of people put up their hands, and his whole book is about people who go through hard stuff in their lives, and it ended up being like, you know, a massive advantage, which is weird. But like a simple example that he gave, that, you know, he can't actually break down the proof behind it, but 25% of the prime ministers of the United Kingdom had lost a parent before the age of 16.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, and it was like the whole book is based off of stuff like that. And the reason that's called David and Goliath is because he went over and did a review of the actual historical story of David and Goliath. Because there's like, though it's in the Bible, it doesn't mean that it didn't actually physically happen.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, when you break it down, there's no fucking way David was going to lose. Absolutely none, because it was basically like the equivalent of bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Okay, so you're going to need to keep me up on David Goliath. I know it's like the fucking, you know, saying, but I don't know what's David Goliath.
Oh, so Goliath was meant to be this big, huge guy, and David was like this small sort of.
Boy or whatever, wasn't he?
Pardon?
Was he a small kind of poor?
Poor guy. And then like kind of the whole thing is that he defeats Goliath in this sort of 1v1 battle.
Slingshot or something.
Yeah, exactly. He was.
Did Goliath have one eye, maybe?
Pardon?
No, that was it.
Well, so factually it goes into it a bit more, and what they like kind of medically think was the situation was he probably had giantism.
Yeah.
Which one of the things from giantism that you can have is poor quality eyesight. Mm-hmm. And they brought him. They were fighting in a valley. So if you then consider this person is a slinger, so like, you know, put a rock into a belt and they'd flick it around and release. It's like he's got a gun and the other guy has a knife. But not only does he have a knife, he's partially sighted. You know, David's faster, can keep away from him, no problem, and just keep flinging stones at him. But the people always kind of say it like, oh, you know, it's a bit like a David and Goliath situation where
that's right.
everybody was rooting for Goliath because he was just simply bigger. Whereas anyone who actually kind of knew their stuff would be like, of course David's going to win, you know? And so the whole book is kind of based off of that, where you think that the hardships that someone has suffered in their life end up being
makes you tougher, you know, more
yeah.
resilient.
Yeah, now that's kind of the concept of it. Now, it also goes into where, you know, people who are going through trauma in their lives, it doesn't necessarily mean like, hey, you're going to become a superhero because of it. Most people don't.
It just happens that. a lot of people who,
It's about dealing with that trauma as well.
That's what the whole thing is.
Yeah.
It's like 99% of people will not deal well with it,
Yeah, you have to accept
and it'll
it.
cause a lot of problems in their lives. And
That's where the strength comes from.
yeah, and then but the 1% they rise up, and that's how they end up being like CEOs, because they just have such a sort of a tolerance to.
yeah. I feel like creative people in general, though, obviously that's not like CEOs particularly, but like, you know, I feel like the creative brain is definitely very different than a standard one.
Oh yeah,
Like I don't know, like I think my brain is just fucking like, I just find it odd at times. You know, like I don't know what the best way to describe it is, but like I like to think I'm very creative. Like I love drawing, and I like obviously come up with like 3 video ideas a day and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
oh yeah,
And but I feel like with a lot of creatives in general, they have very poor mental health. Even you see like poets or painters and stuff that like, you know, a lot of people, or say like even like actors and stuff, who like take their lives and stuff.
oh yeah, yeah,
It's like it's super common, or even like say Van Gogh fucking put his ear off.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's shit like that, and I think it's just kind of a common theme that there's some sort of like mental illness installed in someone who's naturally creative.
Yeah, the it's like the how many stand-up comedians suffer from depression? It's like more than 50%.
That's it.
It's really high.
Yeah, it's just it's very interesting thing.
You were talking about dyslexia there. Like, I think that people that are dyslexic, their intelligence is just somewhere else, in something else.
That's what I think as well.
And that's maybe why they become more CEOs.
It's even like that's what fucking autism is, you know?
I would agree. Yeah,
Like
Well, I'm definitely dyslexic.
I worked with kids that had autism when I was doing nursing, and like at some point in the spectrum, it is just kind of like almost too much within their heads. That's like firing at all stages, that they can't like kind of do stuff themselves. And I think it's kind of like when you start easing the dial down a bit, there's that Goldilocks zone where you can certainly see that they're very particular and kind of overwhelmed at certain social situations. But then it's also like, you know, here's a piece of paper, see that like rocket there, can you tell us how to quantify to get that into the sky?
yeah.
And then off they go, and you know,
100%. No, I agree, but like I said earlier, like, it's all like on the spectrum. Like everyone's on some sort of a spectrum in terms of everything, you know. But it's interesting.
Yeah, have you heard of the Wim Hof stuff?
oh yeah,
My business partner.
sure, who hasn't at this stage?
My business partner Edwin trained with Wim Hof, and we do the Wim Hof workshops there. It's the, you know, the breathing exercises and cold submersion. And
I
all
look
that
stupid
stuff.
now. I said I look stupid now. I was like, who hasn't heard of Wim Hof? Jimmy right there.
So yeah,
That's why I thought you were being sarcastic. I was like, no, he's being serious.
Edwin trained with him anyway, and he does the Wim Hof workshops at our centre there.
Alright.
In our breathing, cold submersion, and he knows all the science now.
He's like
Who doesn't know fucking Wim Hof?
well, like he was made really famous because like he's kind of known as the Iceman. He's just this
He's
really
broken loads of
I've heard of the Iceman now.
okay. Well, there you go.
I don't know why.
But he's taught them techniques to anybody, like anybody can do it, you know.
But he's a very, I think most of his popularity, well not most, but I'd say a significant amount of his popularity is just about how much of like, you know, an energetic, like charismatic.
Mental, like,
Oh, he's mental, but like he's the kind of guy where it's like, I want to go on like, you know, a hike with him.
Yeah.
He's just sort of like, you know, you got to get into the water and
well,
just
we did.
breathe, man. Just breathe.
For Edwin's birthday, I organised a Wim Hof hike. So we hiked wearing no clothes except a pair of jocks. Like,
There you go. That's the kind of stuff.
In the
Bring cameras.
icy cold. No, no. So we hiked up and we hiked down just wearing jocks and shoes. Like.
He does that as part of his retreats. They do like Vice documentary.
But they don't actually walk down. They don't walk down. They like close to nature. They go up and then they put their clothes on and walk down. We walk down as well.
Good on you.
It's tough.
Setting the standard. Are you sure you're right?
Anyway, but we got some weird looks. If we had cameras like this, probably no one, you know,
That's what I'm saying.
But
That's
we-
what I'm saying. Bring a camera. Make you look normal.
Well,
Hey.
But these perverts fucking playing.
Like I probably would, but I think all the fucking editing and everything.
Oh no, I
couldn't do it, you know, like-
fucking, yeah.
I do so much work to get really good.
You don't even have to have the camera on, just have it there.
But the stuff after, like,
Yeah, just make it look normal.
Yeah.
I couldn't deal with it, you know.
Like I have, that's why I could never crack the YouTube thing, because I'd say I have about 9 or 10 vlogs recorded, trips I've done. Like, I have recorded my entire trip to Mexico, entire trip to Florida. I actually, like, for some of them I had actual concepts, so like for Mexico my thing was going to be like, is Mexico as dangerous as people make it out to be?
Oh, yeah.
And then I was going to go into an analytical type thing, and then for Florida it's like,
It's a lot of work.
Is American obesity due to food or lack of exercise? So I recorded everything I ate over the course of 14 days in Florida and recorded all my runs and stuff that I done.
I would say the diet would be the thing for that.
No, it's not. But that's why
Really?
I end up losing weight, even though every day I would eat fried chicken for dinner.
Really?
I lost weight after.
I'm going to be stealing your idea.
Well, I have that all recorded, and it's just sat on a fucking like hard drive at home. because
I'm
of
going to
my-
upload this tomorrow now, Jimmy. So you better go home and finish your editing
Better get that
project.
fucking editing to do for it. But yeah, I have all that shit recorded, and I've never done it because like I have to edit it, and like it's not a matter of giving it to someone else because I need to do like voiceover work and stuff. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's not as easy as just getting fucking Thailand to do it.
And so, like, when you were doing that out in Florida, so what was did you come to a bit of a kind of a conclusion of what would sort of explain the American obesity?
That's not even just American obesity in general. That was just kind of for the whole problem.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why people are lazy in general.
Oh, here's the underpants man now. To go off topic. By the way, but if you had a camera, then it's kind of like normalized, right? It's like, oh yeah, he's wearing.
How long's he been fucking going, man?
Yeah.
He's been running around in underwear for the last fucking 3
They're
hours.
not. Yeah, they're not sports underwear. That's the thing. It's like
No, it's just proper
It's like
briefs.
an old, looks like an old lampshade or something.
yeah. The old white.
briefs. And a bit. And a
Did you
fucking
get a
training
video of
bit.
that? No.
Yeah. It's still going. I hope so. Yeah, but yeah, if you had a phone though, then you'd be like, yeah, he's doing something weird for social media, therefore he's a normal person.
Yeah, but because he's just doing it with no camera, it's like, oh, this dude's just fucking off.
Yeah.
He's on a fucking mission, that's for sure.
Same with your own perspective audience who are looking at this. Imagine if I was just walking around with no camera, like with a fucking crown and a flag and a fucking body armor.
Yeah,
You know?
you'd be like,
Like a
this
homeless
guy
or
needs to go to
Yeah.
the loony bin, alright.
Yeah, if it was with all three of you, then it'd look fine. These lads are obviously out doing the thing together. But if it was just me, it'd be like, okay, what's going on? What's with the crown? What's with the flag? One of my favourite phrases to go through life is that there's no road too long in good company. And I think
Except for an athlete.
except for and you can kind of apply that to a load of different things. A simple one would be like a job that you don't like. If you actually have a really nice crew, which is something that I've experienced myself when I was working at McDonald's, I actually had a lot of fun working there because the people that we were working with were great crack, but the job itself was not particularly fun. So
It also helped it wasn't an athlete, so.
yeah, there you go. And the purpose of this sort of my statement was to ask them what their favourite sort of phrase is that they like to shout out, but then Jimmy thought that it was about roads, and he seems to be quite the passionate man about roads.
It's hard to think of them on the spotlight, but you only live once as a kid.
Yeah, very true.
Plus it sounds pretty cool, you know, like, after.
You know, like C'est la vie. It's a French one.
Oh yeah.
What do you mean? Is that not Bewitched, no?
That's nice.
That's Frank Sinatra. This man loves music.
I'd imagine no road too long in good company. Someone's made that into a song as well.
Yeah, I can see it. What's my favourite phrase? I actually have a load of phrases that I tell myself, but I just can't remember.
Yeah, it's when you have to think of them on the
Protein
spot.
bar?
It's difficult.
Would that be your
That's my favourite phrase.
That's your favourite
There's
phrase.
no birds in the sky because we're all in my car. Read them off and stuff
But I think it goes.
Third times with Paramore, no?
It's hard times make hard men make easy times.
Yeah, that's
Easy
it.
times make easy men, and then
Soft
easy
men.
men or soft men, and then easy.
It's weak men.
Yeah, weak men, and then weak men make hard times.
Yeah, yes, that cycle. I love that one.
It's true.
True, yeah.
You can kind of almost see it in history.
Yeah,
it goes
yeah,
around.
of course, yeah.
Viagra makes all men hard. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's my quote.
This video is sponsored by Viagra.
The opposite of it, whatever that is. The opposite pill.
Estrogen. A room full of hard men, I always come out the hardest.
In a room full of hard men, I always come the fastest.
What?
No judgment, no judgments, no king shaming. One more that I was a subject matter that we were discussing earlier on was about how Jimmy himself and Tojo, we both, well, all three of us have kind of used the gym itself to come out of bad mental places. And I'll watch this car. And I'm actually making a video at the moment about how after a few good sort of things, air quotes, I can't air quote because I'm a live streaming wanker and I can't be distracted, but I won a TikTok award, and it was directly after I had done 7 marathons in 7 days as like a mad physical challenge. Now I was only able to do like 2 of them I had to do half marathons just because I was fucking falling apart, but I was kind of expecting, after having achieved both of those things, that there will be sponsorships coming in, because that's the kind of all the hype about what my social media stuff is based off, and it just didn't happen. And I wouldn't quite say that I went into a state of depression, but I was certainly in a very bad headspace. And the thing that I think that kept me from kind of slipping down into a deeper and a worse sort of mental health space was when I was just working out in my back garden on a regular basis. And it did 2 things. It kind of corrected my knee that was quite damaged after doing the 7 marathons in 7 days, and then also the numbers going up of just kind of, you deadlift this tomorrow, you deadlift that, you do this on the bench press, you do that on the bench press the next day. It's something to strive to. And then also it was the progress itself, that even though all these other things that were going bad in my life, there was other shit that was going bad in my life, but those are the 2 easy ones. And yeah, kind of just going to the gym kept me in a healthy space, or rather prevented me from going into an unhealthy mental space. And it would seem that James was talking about a similar thing as well.
Yeah, 100%. I think the gym, like the thing with the gym, when I originally started it was brand new to me, and I think the first year in the gym, I just made a shit ton of progress just because genetically, I guess, I was gifted in that area. Like, I worked hard at it, don't get me wrong, but like, fuck me, in a year I put on more muscle than most people will put on in 5. And like, it was great for me because it gave me like a goal to work towards. And it's like, because a lot of the things that you do in life, there's no, you know, you might think it's pointless doing it because you don't see results for fucking 2 years down the line. Whereas with the gym, it was like, I can pick up this weight tomorrow. I might be able to pick up the weight and do an extra rep of it.
Yeah.
And that's enough to keep you on track, because it's actually like, you know, you can see the progress being made. And I think it's also great because it gives you time to reflect on stuff. Now, my only thing with the gym was I got fed up with it. I got bored of it last year. And it wasn't for any reason. I felt like it was too much. And I just got lazy, and I just didn't enjoy it, and I didn't know why I was doing it anymore. Like, you know, I came from a place where I wanted to better myself, and I did better myself, and then I got there and I was like, oh, I'm here now, why the fuck am I still going? And then, you know, I spent a year where I just didn't really give a fuck, and I stopped caring about going to the gym, I stopped caring about eating healthy, and then I realised, oh no, I'm fucking miserable then again. And then that's when it clicked that I'm not doing this to achieve some mad goal. I'm just doing it to make sure I can wake up in the morning and feel happy about myself, and make sure that like I'm in the right mental space for the day. And that's why I go to the gym now 4 times a week minimum. I go running 4 times a week minimum. I play my rugby, and it's about setting goals
Habit as well.
and habit, but it's, you know, it leads to that bigger picture where you're not doing it for a reason of vanity or ego. You're doing it just so you can actually function to the best of your ability and make every day like worth living, you know?
Well said, Jimmy. Very well said. And I think something that's kind of cool about this is just of the three of us, how it's all sort of it's the same thing, but in a lot of ways it's different. I think Tojo, of all of the three of us, I reckon you have the most unique sort of input with that, with how it was a car accident that you were in,
A motorbike accident.
Yeah,
I was 21. I crashed into a tractor.
Oh,
went over 100 miles an hour. I fractured my neck, my back in four places, and broke all my ribs on my right side. So all of the time I'm here now is all time Jesus, I'm living. I should have died years ago. So I really try and live life to the fullest. I like to enjoy this extra time that I've been given. Like I was resuscitated in Castlebar, and then I was resuscitated again in Galway. So really I should have died then.
Two separate hospitals.
So I really love living my life to the very best, and definitely the exercise, I just feel mentally anything can happen, and I'll always feel good after going to the gym or hopping on the bike or going for a run. So whatever happens, I just know that I feel indestructible mentally. Mentally I just feel great. And there was a time there where I stopped training for a few years, and that was the first time, just with setting up the business and stuff, and all I did was work, and I actually stopped training, and it was the first time in my life I got depression, and I actually kind of grateful that happened to me, because now I understand it. I understand depression and people that get depressed, but I also know now how to get out of it.
The way of avoiding it in a lot of ways. Prevention better than cure, sort of thing.
And I love the gym. The gym is so easy compared to all the triathlon training I was doing. Like I go in there, it's warm.
Yeah,
that's like
a lot of it to me as well. Yeah,
you know, everybody is so sound. And any gym I've been to, people are sound. They want to help. There's a great community there. If you're doing something wrong, people help you. And I think
I think that's another thing that might scare off. For anybody who is a little bit intimidated about going to the gym, I think women would have a lot of this as well, where it's like, just big fucking huge lads. I know it's tricky to say because, none of us have a vagina, so we don't have the...
What?
You guys don't?
You did not ask about my, how I identify. How dare you, sir? But I'm sure there's sort of a thing of the intimidation about going into the gym, but I have never experienced a gym that wasn't sort of friendly, and people wanted to sort of if need be help you out. There's a weird sort of thing with gym culture. Obviously you'd probably see the dregs of people being assholes in gyms online, but if you're intimidated, please give it a go and just go in there and sort of see how you feel.
Yeah, highly recommend it. And just for, further on in your life, how are you going to be able to grow up how are you going to be able to keep doing activities with your kids and stuff is so important. To think, my parents, they didn't do any training, and I couldn't do anything with them even when I was a kid. They just couldn't even walk or fucking...
Yeah.
And I'm going to make sure that will not happen to me. And me and my daughter are going to go on adventures for until very old. I'm very old, hopefully. So that keeps me going.
Have you ever seen there's an ad, it's absolutely brilliant. I don't know if it's for a gym. I'll throw the ad up at the end of this, or I'll post a link into the description. But it's basically this old man who is kind of training with a kettlebell. And he's not a machine, but it's just it shows his progress, just like a Rocky, montage sort of thing. And then what it leads to is he comes into his family home, or his son's family home at Christmas, and there's kind of an air in between him and his son where there's clearly been some kind of a bit of a drama where they must have had a fight, and it kind of leads to he hasn't seen his granddaughter in a while, and his granddaughter comes down and then he picks her up.
I have seen that.
It's good, isn't it? He picks her up and then he kind of reaches her up into the tree so that she's able to put the star on the top. And I think it's a very good way of kind of showing where it's not just about sort of big fucking biceps and oh, look at me, I'm so fucking class. Even though, look at those juicy biceps. Oh my God, they're fantastic. Look at the forearms on that. But the idea of just being able to function really well in the world is just...
That's the main thing. To be able to walk up the stairs and not be out of breath is a blessing.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
It really is.
Yeah.
And when you have to move house and, you don't have to hire someone else to, you know, de-rig the table to go out, stuff like that.
We should actually find out we should compare what we lift, because you boys look big. What are you lifting?
Well, I actually stopped doing a lot of the gym work recently enough, just because of the training that I was doing. But
sounds like excuses already.
No. So I'm gonna have to go back to. I can go back to my last thing, but my last thing was like back in June. No, I was actually the strongest I've ever been at the start of the year with for the upper body, and I think the bench press was 120, was the one rep max for.
Yeah, I don't bench press now, but I can dumbbell press.
Of course, yeah, of course. What else?
You bench?
Just a 2 arms, bench press. So I dumbbell press. I thought you were being an idiot there.
I know. I assure you, we feel more stupid in that scenario.
But I can. My squat is pretty good. I can squat 180, 4 reps.
4 reps?
Yeah.
Jesus!
Nice.
I
leg pressed 380.
Well, no wonder you're a fucking you're a Paralympian, for God's sake. You're doing a track. Of course, you got big fucking pins.
Yeah, no, I skip legs. So.
But
really?
I play rugby, like, so they're just.
Oh yeah,
mad,
you need the
like,
yeah.
I probably should be hitting legs, but I just fucking forgot.
Good heavens.
My legs don't fit in the jeans. And it's
James
like
Doyle, you are the representative of, like, you have fitness in your username. And
every fucker skips legs on TikTok. That's like the
thing. You release growth hormone from working out your legs.
Oh, I know.
Well.
I know. Yeah, I get it.
Stuff.
It is. Training legs is good because it does actually naturally boost your testosterone. But yeah, no, I just come here.
Well, if nothing else, if you follow this man and he gives you training advice, you'd know that it's honest.
Well, I used that.
There you go.
To hit legs.
You know it's honest.
And I definitely agree with the whole growth hormone thing. Like, it definitely does increase production of test, and like it is super beneficial to train legs. But I just fucking hate it, man. Like, it's just fucking pain. Like, it just sucks dick.
I suppose you like running though, so therefore
I run and I play rugby. Like, look, my legs, they're not bad. Like, it's
they're
not like
fine pieces.
That's pure Irish
legs.
beef. Pure Irish beef right
You
there.
couldn't get that down in fucking
That's
McDonald's.
That's pure Irish beef there. Look at that for hamstrings.
Pale as snow.
Yes. Can't even argue with that one. Does that say 100 kilometers an hour?
Are doing that to a challenge to yourself? Cut those beautiful legs.
With the vest, let's go.
And here's the end of the diary entry, which is just lovely way, absolutely lovely way to finish everything off. Look at that, the steam coming off that jacuzzi, and this is the exact same thing that I was doing 2 years ago when Tojo had me down to his Loch Callan Adventure Centre. It's class, it's absolutely class. He had us out rowing on all the boats in the lake there. It was amazing. And now, obviously, for sensible reasons, I can't be getting in the I can't be getting in the sauna with the lads there, as I think if any of you are watching the daily stream, the daily diary entry that I did with Tig, the phone was in the hallway there. It wasn't even in the full sauna and overheated. So we ain't gonna risk that one. 32 days. Fifth marathon complete. Brilliant. Shoulders feeling a bit rough, but that's all right. Oh, the lads are all feeling the same thing. So I think that's actually a good thing, because that means that it's not a uniquely what's up, big man? What's up with you? Where's Papa Bear? Is he in the sauna? Or are you just sick of me ranting? You just think I sound like a fucking broken record. If you are like this dog and you think I sound like a broken record, remember to get down into the comment section and give me criticism. Tell me what you didn't like. Be specific, because if you just say it's shit, I can't improve. But if you say it was shit because of this, and you were missing out on that, and you need to work harder on this, and you should be more this and more that, and the angle is good or the angle is bad, or yada yada yada. It was too long, it was too short, all that sort of stuff I will listen to, because you are the most important peoples in this scenario. If you guys are not really enjoying the videos, you're going to get tired of watching them. So yeah. Oh, and also Patreon. Go into Patreon, please. Patreon is in my the description. It's incredibly handy for us to be able to have a regular income that we can rely on, and I don't need to go into much more details of that. I'm fairly sure everybody understands that if you can have a salary that you can depend on, it makes paying the rent a lot less stressful.
Fuck.
Have you done an ice bath before, Jimmy?
Yeah. Don't fucking like them.
Now that I wasn't in the sauna for that long, I was only in for 15 minutes, but woo, sweat it out. Now I just let from a scientific perspective, the Andrew Huberman podcast does not advise getting into the ice bath after hard work on the body, but it's beautiful.
You know what? I don't advise getting into an ice bath, full stop.
Yeah.
Fucking was.
Can you imagine a more wonderful way to finish off half marathon of day 5? High five for day 5. Now the Loch Allen adventure. Woo! It's good.
Looks a bit shit.
This is my second time down here.
Definitely not the last, anyway.
Shan't be the last, no sir.